Good evening, parents and students of the Muroc Joint Unified School District. My name is Kevin Cordes. I'm the district superintendent. Again this week with me, I have Mr. Brent Tan, assistant superintendent, and Mr. Trevor Walker, our chief business officer, director of technology and food service. Every week, as we continue throughout the school year, everyone has the same question, and that is, what will the school year continue to look like? And will we, or when will we be able to bring students back onto our campuses again? Although I don't have a direct answer for that right now, the situations change daily. I do want to give you an update on where we are at currently. This week I had a meeting with Matt Constantine. He is the director of the county health department. On that same call were all of the superintendents of public school districts throughout Kern County and Kern County Office of Education. Coming back to school will actually be a fairly complex process. News reports tend to give incomplete information through some sound bites, and some things may sound easier than they currently are, but I hope to give some clarity this evening, and next week we'll give you even more information. Kern County currently is in the purple band, which is the most restrictive of 4 different bands that a county can be counted in. California continues to adjust the rules related to COVID-19 and the impacts on citizens of the state, including areas such as restaurants, hair salons, small businesses, churches, state parks, amusement parks, beaches, healthcare facilities, and of course schools. Ultimately, when we get onto any questions that are get into specificity, we hear the same message of we're waiting for more clarification or more guidance. And I think right now throughout the state, that is the current situation in many cases. Ultimately, we know that what you want to know is what school is going to look like after the first quarter ends. So next Friday, we'll address even more on this. We'll show some data and also give you some slides that you can see to kind of explain this even further. There currently is a waiver process that school districts could apply for to bring back small cohorts for grades transitional kindergarten through 6th grade. One school district in Kern County has done that. In order to have all grades in our district, we're transitional kindergarten through 12th grade. So in order to have all grades come back to school, we would need to have 14 consecutive days of state acceptable COVID-19 data in order to move out of the purple band and into the red band. Once a county moves into the red band, then there's a relaxation of standards for restaurants and other industries, but for schools, we just kind of hit the pause button. And what we do is we wait an additional 14 more days of consecutive days with state acceptable COVID-19 data. Theoretically, on the 29th consecutive day, with a number of other requirements, of course, we could have a very narrow window to maybe have the opportunity to bring back students TK through 12th grade. That would be done in some capacity, most likely in a hybrid school schedule where students would have some time with their teachers live on campus and other times where they would still be working in a distance learning model as we're doing right now. Now, if at any time during this 28-day period the COVID-19 data does not meet the state standards, then the county itself goes back to day 1 and we start the count over again. So it's a much lengthier process in order to be able to bring back all students for a school district like us and many other school districts that have students not only in elementary school but also in middle and high school. Now, once students do start to attend school again in person, there are certain thresholds that we'll need to stay within related to any positive COVID-19 cases with students or staff, or we could ultimately be mandated to reclose schools and return to distance learning. We know the best place to learn for students is with their peers and in a classroom with a teacher. We also understand the added stress that distance learning brings to families. Many of us have children in school as well. We want to ensure that we can keep your children safe. We want to make sure that we can meet the requirements of California, who ultimately makes the decisions that we must follow, and ensure that there is as much stability in whatever learning environment it is that we are offering you. Now, we also want to know what your thoughts and feelings are on the possibility of moving to in-class instructional model. And we're going to be adding some questions to our survey this upcoming week. We've noticed a slight downward tick of responses from parents. I'd highly encourage you to please answer at least the questions related to how you feel about maybe having students coming back onto campus and how that might impact your family. Good or bad, whatever your feelings are, we will definitely be taking your input into consideration. Now, as a reminder, if you have any questions or concerns about your child's education, please feel free to reach directly out to their teacher or teachers and work with them first and foremost. And if there's still any difficulty or struggles, or maybe you're seeing things a little differently from one another, absolutely feel free to reach out to the site principal. But first and foremost, our teachers are there and are ready to work with you and to help you in your individual situation. So with that, I think right now I'll take a pause and turn the time over to Brent Tan for some updates.
Thank you, Kevin. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you very much for your feedback. It really allows our district to be able to prioritize, kind of pivot and plan in regards to how we can do things better for you. I want to talk about feedback in regards to the assignment of too much homework. Honestly, the last thing we want to do here at Muroc is to overwhelm students and basically have them shut down due to that. We attempt to walk a really fine line here. On one end, we really want to provide rigor without compromise. And on the other end, is where the student does burn out if we're overworking them in that sense. If you feel that your child is working hours upon hours after school, you're seeing frustration and things like that, please reach out to your teacher so we may kind of work together to kind of alleviate some of these homework duties. We at Muroc really understand the importance of family time. And if it's, spending countless late nights and it's kind of really infringing on your personal time, we would really like to meet with you, talk, and let's come up with a plan together that works for both of us. So like I said earlier, please reach out to your teacher so we can work with you. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn this time over to Trevor.
Thank you, Brent. I want to just touch on a few things this week, and then we'll turn it back over to Kevin to close out for the week. The first, Kevin already touched on it, but was the surveys and the feedback from the surveys. These are very important to us. We've seen from the start till now, we've just seen it kind of slowly coming down on how many people respond. We know that it takes a moment. That's one of the reasons we try to keep the survey real short. But it really helps us. We want to keep as many people responding as possible. It helps us see if maybe there's an issue going on and just track how we're doing as a district and as a staff. We really want to make sure that we're keeping feedback every week the same. So for those of you, even if things are going well and you've decided, hey, we're good, we don't really need to give any feedback, positive feedback is still very helpful to us because it helps us see things are going well. Some people give comments every week. Please keep giving us comments. The comments obviously help us kind of narrow down and track down things that we can improve on. The other thing is, even if this week you're just real busy, just get in there and give us the rating. Obviously, we want more than just the number of 1 to 5. But if that's all you have time to do, we understand. Just submit that. You don't have to leave anything else. And it just helps us, again, keep kind of tracking, keep our finger on the pulse of the district. One thing I do want to touch too is we don't always address all the feedback in the videos. And there's a reason behind that. Some things are very specific. We do push that information to the principals, and some of you we've reached out to directly. We're not always going to hit on those individual cases because they need more than just a general video discussion. We do try to hit on all the themes. One of the reasons for giving us your information is when we do need to reach out. So we don't reach out to every person every week, but we do try and capture the main the main concerns or questions of the week. And then for specifics, that's where if you've left the information, we can reach out and provide more detailed assistance or start gathering some more information. Last thing we want to touch on is recording and just technology in general. One of the things we do ask, we are working with all the staff right now, helping get everyone up to the same level of comfort with technology. But just as I'm sure out there with the parents, not everyone is comfortable with technology at the same level. So we are working very hard for our staff that aren't as comfortable working around technology to help give them the skills and training to keep moving everyone forward and to get everyone that same level of comfort. So please be understanding. We're continually rolling out more training and other things to get the staff on board and to give them that comfort level where they can teach and still manage the technology. I'm sure for anyone else that's in some of these or having to cast screens, there's a lot of technical things that happen at the same time where you're still trying to teach, which is in and of itself a long, difficult skill to learn. And now you're trying to learn technology as well. So even the best teachers, if they haven't been playing with technology all these years, they don't have that level of comfort that some of us, like myself, who enjoys technology, do. So we're working with them, and we'll help get them to that level of comfort where the focus could be on the teaching and the technology falls in the background. But please, we just ask everyone in these times, please be understanding. We are absolutely doing everything we can to help everyone else out. So with that, I'll hand it back over to Kevin to close us out for the week.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you to everyone. Now, during this time when students are at home and are learning, there's still a lot of change and progress that's happening here in the Muroc Joint Unified School District. Specifically, next week we're going to begin highlighting some of the construction growth that we are seeing. We're going to go on location next week, and we'll be shooting our video from our base schools. Give you an update on Bailey Elementary and Branch Elementary School, and also Desert Junior Senior High School. And then in subsequent weeks, we'll also be going out to places such as West Boron, which is currently under construction, and kind of highlight the buildings and also to show you what your students will be coming back to in that great day when we can start meeting together once again in person. Thank you for all that you do. We can't thank you enough. This is a giant team effort. Our school district stands with you, and we try to do all that we can to support you, to support students and their learning. So we hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for all that you do for the communities and for our school district specifically, for the students that your children are, the people that they are, the integrity that you bring to this district. And we look forward to speaking to you next week, and we'll do so on location from our base schools. Thank you and have a great weekend.